and welcome to episode 33?
Something.
30
Yeah,
something?
we're up there.
Ripping the Rack podcast. I am your co-host, Tim. With me today is my co-host, Brian. Brian, say hi.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everybody. It is that time of year. Ho, ho, ho. We
Ho,
have our
ho,
resident, and we have our resident big man from the north with us today. Mr. Scott Estabrooks is here with us.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Glad to
How are
have
you?
Bud?
Yeah, just loving life, man. Living large, loving life.
Well, definitely compared to me, everyone's living large. So
yeah, but I mean, when you're just barely bigger than a Smurf. I mean, what else do you expect?
Well, I deserve that one. I'll take it.
You have no choice.
That is true. That is true. So let's see when people are going to be listening to this. Tuesday, December 22nd. So I will say, like Brian, Merry Christmas to those of you that celebrate the Christmas holiday. For those of you that don't, happy holiday season. Hope everyone is staying safe and all of that good stuff. Scott, how you doing up there? Pretty good?
Oh, fantastic, man. Fantastic. I'm missing my bowling, though, I tell you. We're having a bit of issues up here with our bowling alleys up here. Two of them are closed, and one of them de-ep. It's just... And, of course, I'm working nights right now, so I don't get to throw balls a whole lot. But the one in Riverview's closed, and the Fairlanes is closed, actually.
Yeah, I just saw that. How long are they? How long are they closed for? Do they know yet?
They say sometime the new year, but It's hard to say. It sucks. It really does.
Yeah,
I just, as I was telling you guys before we started taping, I have made the choice to stop bowling in leagues and sit it out until I can get vaccinated.
I think it's a wise choice, man. I think it's the right call. I really do.
Just we're so close now, and you know we're a one-income household. I stay home with Colin, so if I get it and give it to Kelly, and she's out of work for a while, we have no home.
Yeah, exactly.
So now it's just we wait a little bit, get vaccinated, and then hopefully I get back on the lanes and up on the approach.
Awesome.
And speaking of that, I did talk to. So my son has bowled for the first time in his life. 2 or 3 times, Brian, for us to sub for you?
Mostly for me, yeah.
So it's pretty cool. My youngest turned, he's 23 years old. You would think I'd have a kid that bowled as much as I did, but
you would think.
But he doesn't. He bowled a little bit as a junior, but we didn't have junior leagues. So now he's 23, living in the area, and he's subbing for Brian occasionally. He did say that he would probably step in on Thursday nights for you if you needed.
That sounds good.
But I told him we'll address it as we need to.
Yeah,
does he like it,
Jordan?
He does.
Just doesn't have the passion for it.
Well, no. The problem with Jordan is with a lot of kids that have an athletic background is he wants to be good at it, but he wants instant gratification. So he wants So he struggles with the fact that he's not good. He's he's a 70 average, and he's like, he's like, Dad, I suck, and God, you don't want me to bowl. And I'm like, no, we do want you to bowl because your handicap is awesome. And
I love it.
Because Jason Kaler and I and Brian all bowl on the same team. So like I have my handicap, I don't know, it's like a 4, and Jason's like a 5. So I'm like, Jordan, you're like a 40-something. Absolutely, we want you to bowl. Yeah. It's like, suck the rest of the year. We don't care.
I had a lot of guys up here too go with that same aspect of it. They want to be good, but they don't want to bowl with me because they think they'll bring me down. It's like, no, man, I want you to bowl.
Yeah,
you're gonna help me out, and you're only going to get better by bowling with me.
Well, that's it.
That's exactly, yeah. That's the case. The better people you bowl with, the better you get. The quicker you get.
Always.
Yeah.
So he throws it completely different than me. So I struggle. I can't help him because I'm a traditional. Well, not really traditional. I take a 4-step approach, and I slide when I approach. My ball comes in right to left, and it's got a little bit of right to left hook on it. And he's got like a 3-step approach, and he doesn't slide at all, and he cuts it, so it's coming in left to right, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you about. Just have fun.
At least he doesn't two-hand it like Belmo.
Oh, that'd be cool though. That would be cool. So no, that leads me to a great question, and one I've got to ask Scott, because if I'm not mistaken, you and your brother hold a record together.
Yes, we do.
What was that?
It's the house record in Park Lanes of 2:14.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
He did it one year, and I did it the following year. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Wow.
I was there for his, and he was there for mine, and we both bowled in the same team when we did it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
very
cool.
cool.
Now, did you have a chance to really beat the 214?
Sorry, what was that?
Did you have a chance to beat him? Like,
Oh yeah. I had a chance to bury him.
I
was. It was. I really wasn't paying attention. It was the second string of my match, and we do 3 strings, 2 boxes at a time here.
Yep.
And my first string was just garbage, like I don't know, 95, 98, 100, and then I come out, bang out 2 quick strikes. A buddy of mine starts joking and making a comment, and comes down to end of it. I went double, 2 strikes, 2 spares, 2 strikes, and then 4 spares. 9th and 10th, 9 drop, wiggle, pick it up. 10th box, 9 drop, wiggle, pick it up. And I'm standing there, 10th box, and I go, holy jeez, I must be having a good game. I look up and I go, 2-9. Holy crap, I need 5 to tie him. Oh. And then I thought, how cool would that be? And the only damn box I missed the head pin was that last fill. Yeah. Down the side, and the 5th pin fell over just the last minute. I'm like, oh, 214, that's so cool.
Yeah. No, and I gotta say, that's, from my recollection of bowling, and Brian, you may know this down this way, I can't think of anyone that has either a sibling or a parent, some type of relation where they've tied the lane record, like either single string, high 3, that type of thing. I couldn't think of one. Brian, could you?
No, I don't know of one. You don't have a 199 like your sister does a good time, do you?
No, I had a 2.
Oh, okay.
I had a 2. Not a 2 string. It started with a 2. But it wasn't the lane record there, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh well. No, but that's cool, Scotty. I didn't. I know you had told me that in the past, but I didn't realize you had a chance to beat him. So
had a chance to beat him, and everybody was just cheering. They wanted me to beat him. And it's always been the little fella has been hanging behind, and because I'm 11 years older than him, so I matured a little faster through the bowling and whatnot, and but of course he holds just as much clout in the bowling as what I do. I think, the kid throws a wicked awesome ball, way more talent than I ever have, way more talent than I have. Oh my god!
Just to get all those moving parts to work at once, because he starts way back, takes a big up, and it's 100 miles an hour.
Oh. We've got one lane in St. John that actually records how fast you throw the ball. It's an automatic scoring. It's in St. John. And it stops at, I want to say 40, 45 mile an hour. And it's never once ever registered.
I know down here, most of the ones stop at 40.
Oh, 40. Okay, maybe it's 40 then, yeah.
Because there's a few that I know of that it wouldn't register. At my best, and I'm not a huge hard thrower, I was somewhere between 35 and 36 miles per hour, which is faster than most, which is surprising. Again, I'm not a big guy, but I put some power behind it. I think Brian, you were what, 38, something like that?
38, 39 when I was bowling well, which I'm getting back there. Now I have to stop, but getting back there. It's my problem is, Tim, in the last 2 years is I've lost a considerable amount of weight in 2 years, and now I never know where my arm is going to be on any given ball.
You should see it, Scott. It's actually kind of fun to watch him, especially in league, because he'll throw, Brian, what have you lost, like 90 pounds, 100 pounds?
90, 100 pounds in 2 years.
Yeah.
Damn, brother. Nice job. Congrats, bud.
Thank you.
So that's awesome.
So when the arm is used to coming out to the side because you were big, and now all of a sudden you're smaller. Now it's like, oh shit, you know. So every once in a while he'll throw a great ball, like a piss missile right in the front pin scatter, and then the next ball is like over at the 7 pin, and he just looks at me and he's like, I don't even know where my arm is.
Yeah.
And
what a helpless feeling.
And meanwhile, of course, I'm keeping score. And look, I'm an asshole.
Your hand goes up and goes, nice fucking shot, dumbass.
Oh, no, I say it. I say it. I don't.
He's like, great ball.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no. I because I know it's coming back to me. Let's face it. I know if I'm up there and I throw a shitty ball, I know Brian's going to do the same thing to me. It's league. It's,
Yeah.
We've pulled together for years. It's going to happen.
And that's one of the things is, yeah, and that's the thing is, I think it's the guys, and you notice this in the Worlds too, the guys that give each other just enough shit that's appropriate for the time and the place.
There are lines, yes. Yep, for sure.
Because,
and I love giving shit, don't get me wrong. I love giving my guys shit. You ask my guys on my Thursday night league, there's probably my team and maybe one more has even close to as much fun as we do. We show up at, like, our league starts at 6:30, we go there for 6. Sometimes we end up coming here for beers beforehand, so like 5:15, and like I make my own beer. I got it on tap. So
awesome.
Oh yeah, it's so good. Anyways, the boys will show up here at like 5:15, and we'll sit in the garage because I got 2 couches and the beer fridge is in the garage, dartboard and whatnot in the garage, and come here, have some beers, go down the lanes, have some more beers, hoot and holler, and it is just a hoot.
But see, that's to me, that's what league is supposed to be about.
You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't take it. People have gotten mad at me because I don't take it too serious. I never have. It's league.
Yeah, I mean, you can find that extra gear at the last couple boxes.
Yeah, if it's a roll off. Yeah, if it's a roll off, or a position night. Yeah, you turn it up a little bit, you bowl, you lock in a little more. But let's face it, there's a difference between missing a 9-pin drop in the 10th box of a league match and getting shit. And if you miss that in the Worlds, there's no shit given. Yeah. It's just nothing is said.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it's I get it. I go to league. That's my release. It's my fun night. I only can bowl one night a week. So for me, I go down to have fun. I use it for practice. I really do.
Yeah.
Because I don't have time during the week to go throw, 4, 5, 6 strings anymore like I used to.
Time, more money. Practicing is expensive now.
Yeah. Is expensive. It's crazy.
Even the alley owners, I understand, it can't be free bowling anymore because you're not pulling in the open bowling like you used to. But, still, by the time you go, if you're going to throw 10 strings, you're going to eat while you're there. You're going to have a couple beers. It turns into a $50 afternoon.
Easy.
Yeah. And then it gets expensive after a while. You do that every week to stay tuned up.
Yeah. So Scott, I got a question for you because I've asked everybody this, and Brian and I have had this conversation. What, past or present, what's your favorite house to bowl in?
Oof. Well, I love my home house at Park Lanes, man. I've grown up there. Absolutely love it. It is fast. They don't do stupid stuff there to make it fast, by any means, but it is a fast house. I was carrying 133 average there. Lucky shots down the side, but in order to be 133, you have to hit your shots that you're given. Plus, you got to make a lot of shots, and
yes,
But so Park Lanes would be like my favorite New Brunswick place. The old Halifax Fairlanes was my favorite Nova Scotia house.
Yes,
I love that. Although one year I hated the concrete pillars down the middle. That was bad.
Did you hit it?
Oh man, a pin, like I always finished bowling my 2 box, a pin rolled up. So I grabbed the pin to throw it down and it stuck in my hand and it went and cartwheeled on the end and hit the concrete pillar in the red band and it instantly shot straight to the right. And it cartwheeled off It did 3 more cartwheels on my lane, the lane beside me, the next lane to that, and it landed in the 4th lane over. And the two American teams just stopped and gave me the evilest stare. Oh man! And of course, I looked about the same shade as the red line. It's in the middle of the worlds.
Fuck.
Like, shit! Did I just do that? And of course, my team's just giving me shit like there's no tomorrow. But
oh God, that's funny.
But
I love Halifax Fairlanes is one of my all-time favorite houses to bowl in. Just
that was a great place. Great place. I was so sad to see you go.
It was the first place I ever bowled the Worlds, and my first string in the Worlds was 150 there. It's
Nice,
always going to have a
nice.
special place in my heart, yeah.
I've had a few
Against,
good moments there, and I've had a few bad moments there.
That was against the Crazy Boys of Pelham Electric way back in the day.
Oh yes.
yeah. What about on the American side? What's your?
I've got limited knowledge down there. Bangor, obviously. Academy was atrociously hard. Even though I was there with A+ and we won it that year, it was incredibly hard on the mind. But there was one other place. I went down for the Mixed Worlds. And that seemed to be pretty fair. I like that place.
Park Place?
Was it Park Place?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of places where the Mixed Worlds have been in Park Place and Lita, in Nashua. So there's Lita Lane.
All
I
synthetic.
think it was Lita.
So Lita has
The weird
Brian, is it
3-button
20?
score.
Is it 20? Is it 20 and 20?
Yeah, 20 and 20, and it's split in the middle.
And it's split. Like one goes to the left, one goes to the right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the one. Yeah, that's the one we were at. Yeah. I enjoyed that place.
Yeah. No, I like Lita, and I agree with your assessment. I personally like Academy. I think Teddy and Josh, they're the owners and they run it. They do a tremendous job with it. It's just
it was a great tournament there.
It's just a very difficult house to bowl in.
It's particular, man. You have to hit them in particular spots, or they don't go.
And
the wood is harder than hell to read.
I love the challenge as much as it killed me not to bowl Saturday. But I mean, as bad of a hard time as I was having, I really shouldn't have started a match on Saturday. As bad as I was bowling.
Yeah.
But I love the house. It was so hard. I mean, just the look of it. It was fantastic. Like I walked in and I got awestruck by the amount of lanes that place had in it. Look down this side and go, nice. And your head just keeps turning and turning and turning, going, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is nice. You know, I was awestruck when I walked in the building.
Yeah.
It's that
just,
U.S. Open type feel. Like it's a great looking place, but it's hard as hell, and you got to be precision good.
Yeah. It's and like you said, it's mentally draining for a week-long tournament to be every day in that moment, because you have to be, because you can't, look, no offense to Halifax Fairlanes, but that, to me, that was a fast house. Fair.
Yes.
It was fair.
Everybody had the same conditions, but yes, it was fast. You're a little sloppier down the sides.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm one of those ones though that I enjoy bowling in those conditions. Like if I bowled at a place like Park Lanes, like you were saying, to me I'd have so much fun, because that to me is fun. Like
there's no question it's fun. And it there's some guys that you go that's very close to caliber that you're at, and you're bowling against them in the same place, and he throws it down the side and flops like a head pin standing up. And you look over at him and just go, "You're a fucking idiot." You know that?
Yeah.
Try hitting that. And then you go down and punch the guts, and you're like, "Holy shit! Why did I throw it down the side?"
But it's because there's a few houses I've bowled in leagues that people would consider, in my career, that people would consider fast. There was a small house in Gardner. It's about 45 minutes from where Brian and I live. It's in that place. It's up near Augusta. So middle of the state. Small 10-lane house, but it was fast, and it was fun.
If you caught the train schedule right and you were on 1 and 2, if you threw the ball right when the train went by, just everything fell. Because
you'd get a strike.
So bad.
It was great. But it was, I knew going in every week that the odds of me going, having a shitty night and going 305 to 310 wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So my mindset was different than going to some of these houses where I bowled leagues that are incredibly difficult. And to me, that's been, I wish more owners would take that approach, that we need to make the house scoreable.
I agree with that. As a proprietor standpoint, yes, I agree with that as an owner, to keep people coming in, because they're not going to come in if they don't score well. It's just not going to happen.
Yep.
But if you look at us, we're in the top 5%, 2%, whatever you want. We want it harder. Well, it's not going to appease to the people who aren't as good, right? They're going to get lower scores, and they're not going to enjoy themselves as much.
Yep.
Whereas if you, up here, unfortunately, a lot of us have flat gutters or raised gutters, which I absolutely hate. But it does great for the business. It helps them. So I've accepted that, and it sucks, but
I have come to the realization, I'm 49 years old. I'm going to be 50. I've been bowling. I am old. I've been bowling for 46 years. I think I was 3.
Oh, you got me by a few.
Okay. I've come to the conclusion that I'm okay. Number one, I'm okay with flat gutters. Whatever. I'm okay with it. I don't want them raised, because I think that creates too much
rolling wood, gets the extra pins knocked down.
That's why I liked Bangor for so long, because they were flat for the league, and then they were flippable. So he flipped them for tournaments, and then they were legal.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's a great idea, be able to flip them like that.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'm of the mindset, though, that I want the game to grow, or not. Maybe not grow. I don't want the game to die. And
the only way to make the game not die is to make it grow.
Correct. So to do that is you got to cater to the 95% of your business. And as a bowler that's been there and done that, I'm okay with catering to the 95%.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And I'm good with that, because it's going to be the same for Brian. It's going to be the same for me. It's going to be the same for you, Scott. It's going to be the same for everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I know in the leagues that we have, when I see someone throwing a good game, I watch them.
Yep. So do I.
And your lower average bowler, if they see me throwing a big game, they're excited and they're watching. Same with Brian. If they're seeing Brian throw a big game, they're excited and they're watching. So you got to look at it that way. If you're catering to those guys, it's okay for me to come in, and if my average, say, it would be a 120 in a tough house and a 130 in a faster house, it's okay. Yeah. People want to see bigger scores.
I love watching a little bowler, like a lower average bowler, throw a big game. They get so excited. They get so into it. And I absolutely love it. I mean, I go up, I throw 150, 60. They think I'm God. They come up and say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you did it." And I'm just walking off. Like, it's like, well, just another day in the office kind of thing. Whatever. Yeah. It's been there, done it. How many times, right?
Yeah.
But to see these little guys, they throw 110, 120, and they're you got to peel them off the roof just to get them to throw their next string.
And they want to keep coming back. They want to practice. Man. They want to get better, and that's the best part. Is that's how you get people coming back, and
one of our best leagues. One of our best leagues in Park Lanes was actually, it was a Tuesday night 9:00 league, and they were all young. And I bet you there might have been 10 to 12 people that were 110 or more averaged. Everybody else, it was a 12-lane house, and it was full. So you had 90 people who were under 110 average, and the bulk of them were from 85 to 102. And they were the happiest-go-lucky people ever. Best league ever. Oh, it was so much fun.
Cool.
Oh yeah, when they ask you to spare, you go in, they play cards or whatever. It's like, no, man, I'm not going to play. What do you mean you're not going to play? It's just not fair. I don't care about fair. Here, I'm paying for it. You're in. All right. And then you get down, you throw your good cards away. Like it's poker, right? You get 2 for spare, 3, or
Yeah.
1 for spare, 2 for strikes, and they get cards for tens. So I go in and I get my 5 cards, and I'm looking at them like 2 pairs. Throw those away and grab some crappier cards. I don't want to win it, because it makes the little guys go like, "Oh, I just beat Scott! Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's great." I mean, every once in a while, but of course, it's luck of the draw. So I don't win very much of those, anyways. But I suck at poker.
That's so what in Brian so Brian and I have had this. I don't know if you've caught up on any of the the previous podcasts, but Brian and I have had some conversations on memories, favorite memories from matches. Tell us some of your favorite memories from some matches, whether it's a single match or a team match, doesn't matter.
Well, one of them's in the Worlds. And I think you were there, Tim. You wouldn't remember it because it was one of my first Worlds in Halifax. Bowling USA East. I was bowling against Sean Morrison. And I heard so much of this guy, this young kid, this hot dogger. He was so good. I'm like, all right, put me up against him, see what happens. Can't remember which string it was. Might have been the 2nd or 3rd string. And it was a Friday afternoon. You guys were in it. And anyways, he's on the left, I'm on the right. I go up. Bury a double on the right side, come off, and I'm just hooting and hollering, and just my whole team's excited. Anyways, Sean goes up his first box, and I'm not sure what he got. Throws a strike in the second box, and then we flop sides. So now he throws first. So because I got all excited, threw a double. He goes down, buries. I mean, just threw one of the best strikes I've seen ever. Buries it. He come up. He's excited. Looks at me. He said, "Yeah, all right." Go down and bury the triple. Right, throw it right back at him, and he kind of shakes his head and. He stands there, and I don't know if it was Charlie or you. He says, "Who the fuck is this guy?" I turned, looked to him, stuck my hand out, and said, "Hey, welcome to the big leagues, kid."
Oh my God! You know what? You were telling that story, and I'm sitting there going, "I vaguely remember this."
That was a long time.
That was a long time ago, and I remember because. And I got to think back. So with Sean was on the right when he buried the double, and he didn't usually talk all that much.
No.
But I just remember him saying something to you, and you said something that I was just friendly stuff, and I kind of looked at Charlie, and Charlie kind of looked at me like, "Where the fuck is this going?" Like Morrison doesn't usually do this, and you buried the triple, and Charlie's the one that said, "Where the fuck is this guy from? Like where the hell?" And it was just, oh my God, I remember that so much now. That was funny.
Yeah, that's one of the good memories I had, and another one was winning provincials with my brother and my dad watching.
That's cool.
My brother and I were on the same team. Provincials here is kind of along the same lines as the Worlds is, right? It's a week-long tournament. It's a long, hard grind. The best of the best of the province go out. And I had a good team that year. We had a great bunch of guys. Chris McGrady, myself, my brother, Andy Babineau, Jason Melanson. I think we had his stepson at the time, Adam Melanson, and Dave Warren, I think. Anyways, we ended up winning that. And, I was there to, my wife and daughters were there to see it too. And, my dad was there, and it was, that was a good day because I get to share it with my brother. And the only thing one of the things I do miss, I wish Dad had to see me, win the Worlds. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I mean, he did see it, from his perspective, but
yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's cool. I see. Like Brian, my brother. Well, my brother doesn't bowl, and of course, Brian being an only child, doesn't have the sibling aspect.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I miss. Like my sister and I, we were lucky enough. We won. We never won the mixed doubles in the States, which of course the main state tournaments are for here, the big ones. Singles, doubles, mixed doubles teams, mixed teams were the big ones here for the state of Maine. But I did get to bowl with Karen and win the mixed teams, and we set the state record at the same time. So
that's pretty cool.
It's It is.
I've won some minor stuff with Dad. I mean, Dad and I bowled a lot together.
That's cool. That's how I got into it.
Yeah.
Because I was lucky enough that I was old. Dad was young enough when I got good enough that we could still bowl and a lot of stuff together.
Nice. That's nice.
And you know, we won. We gave Tim a run in a best box one year when he was just on an absolute roll. We used to have best boxes monthly, and it was great. It's $25 a person at Augusta, and she'd fill the house, and it was $500 guaranteed to win.
Oh, that's nice.
And
Wow.
Tim won like 12 out of 13 with Jim Singleton one year. They
best.
and
They hated us.
we finished second. We finished second to him twice.
He hates a winner.
And
well, we won 12 in a row.
That's insane.
Then we lost one, and then we won 4 in a row, and then they changed the rules.
yeah, then they made it capped.
They capped it, and it so Augusta. So Scotty, you've never bowled in Augusta, then, correct? 1710 Sports Center.
Don't believe so. Heard about it, but
Okay.
never been there.
You would love that house. It's one of those houses. It's 20 lanes. It's got a great bar, great food, plenty of room to walk, to watch.
Sounds like my
You
three favorites. Sounds like my three favorites.
Walk down.
Yeah.
Well, the bowling area, they have a big spectator area where the desk is, and then you actually walk down what, Tim? A good 3 feet. 3-4 feet
That's
down,
perfect.
and then you have all the approaches and everything else is down there.
Yeah. There was a bowling alley up here, up in Miramichi. The first place I threw my very first 400. It was in Miramichi in Douglastown, and they had it set up where you had to take 2 or 3 steps down, and all the spectators stood up top, so you could actually, as a spectator, really see the game and enjoy it.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the best layout for bowling alley ever.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic. And number one, you would like bowling there because it's one of those houses where you could score really well. If you're throwing a good ball, you're going to be rewarded. Vice versa. If you're not, odds are is you're not going to score well. So it's an honest house.
Pick.
Yeah, it's an honest house, but I would classify it a little on the faster side. Does that make sense, Brian?
Yeah, it's not stupid fast. It's very honest. You hit the pocket, you're going to get an 8-9 break. You're going to get your occasional, that's the back row. That's weird. But, everywhere is going to have that. But yeah. I found Augusta to have the most consistent everything that I consider ball. The approaches, you don't stick, it's not too slippery. Every one of them's the same. Nice. The pinfall is pretty much the same on every alley. And if you hit the pocket, you're going to get breaks.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
So this best box tournament, it was full every month. It was an uncapped best box. So I don't know if you remember, Scott, Jim Singleton or not. He's been done. God, it's got to be at least 10 years, Brian, probably now.
Yeah, about 10 or 11.
Hell of a bowler. He had about a 5-year run that rivaled just about anyone's. Bunch of 1400s. Was he on the? He wasn't on that World's team.
Yes, he was. He was on the 2001 team. Yeah.
Okay. So he and I bowled together in this best box, and they weren't all blowouts. I mean, there were some pretty close matches, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, it just those types of fun tournaments just brought people in. And I just we just don't do enough anymore.
Yeah, well, the issue is now. I mean, you figure Jackie filled that with 20 teams of $50 a team, and 500 of it went to the winners, and then second place. She didn't take any of the money for the bowl. Just proprietors can't do that anymore. Yeah. It's not that they don't want to; they can't give away an entire Saturday afternoon of bowling.
That's right. That's
why those tournaments are hard, because you either keep them and they go up to $50 a piece now, so you can get some prize money back, or you have to cap them and hope you get even more people for that money.
Yeah. Scotty, what's your so we know your high single is 214. What's your high triple?
491.
Ooh.
I said
so close.
There's things in my bowling career that I've always wanted to do, and once I achieve those, I will retire. And those were Obviously 400. Have had many of those. Win Provincials, done that. Win Worlds, done that. And current world champion, just might I say.
Correct.
Yep, that is correct.
Anyways, and throw a 500 and a 200 single. So the only thing I'm missing is my 500 triple. I've had, I think, 3 good shots at it, but 491's the highest.
Nice. Did you
That
have a
would be-
chance on that 491? Yeah.
The last
that
4
would be an
boxes.
awkward first week of a league now, huh? Throw 500. Well, I guess I'm done, guys.
Actually, it was, I think, when I threw my 491, and I had told everybody, a good friend of mine, we were bowling in Dieppe, and I said, listen, these are the things I want to do in life. Once I throw a 500, I'm done. I don't need to win anything else. And I think I started out with 180, 170. And the guy that was running the team, a friend of mine, he says, like, holy shit. He says, you can't do this. You can't do this. It's like the 6th week in. 6th week of the league, and he said you had a 400 the first night, a 390, and then now you've had 4 or 5 400s back to back. So you can't do this.
That's awesome. That's, I will admit, Scott, I was very similar to you, and I said that there are things in my bowling life I wanted to do, and then I was going to retire.
Yeah.
And it was, the what I would call the easier ones to think of were, a 200 single,
Yep.
500 triple, 800 for 5. And then, of course, we bowl a lot of 10 stringers down here. And I know you guys don't, but 1400 was I wanted those 4. I wanted to win a world title, and I wanted to, win some state titles. And so I hit all of them. And I went, I don't want to get done.
Not all of them.
Yes, I have.
All of them.
What haven't
You don't have an eliminations title.
That's
then.
an eliminate. That doesn't matter. That's eliminations.
That's the state all event title.
I have 3 all events titles. That's a state elimination tournament.
Well, that means you were the 1 seed in the tournament,
And I
3
lost.
times.
That's okay. But to piggyback on that, Scott, I will tell you, after hitting those, you're not going to retire.
I have no intentions of retiring.
Yeah.
I mean, my body will give out before my arm does.
Yep. Yeah, and
that's not far off.
So I want to ask a question, because I asked Surrett this a couple weeks ago, and I asked Davey this, Godwin, last week. As we know, the Worlds, it is our big tournament. It is the greatest tournament we have.
Creme de la creme.
Yes. Unfortunately, we have a lot of houses now that can't hold this tournament anymore.
Correct.
Matter of fact, there's 2 houses in Canada right now that can hold it?
Fredericton.
3.
There's 3.
Moncton.
Fredericton, Moncton, and there's 1 in Halifax area. I think.
Yeah, it's
Lower Sackville Super Bowl,
I think
so.
where they
There's
have
only-
the ladies tournament, right?
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we've got
there might be 2 of them down there. So there might be 4, maybe.
okay.
Right.
But anyways, there's only
Limited.
Reasonable
3.
driving distances.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and of course, here in the States, in Maine, there is only 1 house now. That's it.
Technically
That has-
2, but we're not having it at Westport. I
Well-
like Rose, but we don't need a 90-something-year-old woman trying to run the worlds in a house that goes like concrete.
Oh, she's not 90.
Oh well, she's older.
She's older. She's a sweet lady, though.
She is very sweet.
So New Hampshire has a small handful, 2, I think, Lakeside and Leda, that could host it. And Massachusetts has a small handful. And Teddy has already said he doesn't want to host it every other year. That's Academy
Every-
Lane.
He'd
Well-
like to go every 3rd.
Well, for the
Yeah.
States, yeah, every 4th year.
Right. Yeah.
So my thought is, what if we took this tournament and went down to 20 teams?
I think that.
Kept the prize fund the same, because you still want to guarantee 10 grand to the winning team. Maybe you raise the entry fee a little bit to help cover, or you get some sponsors, whatever we can do. But we contract and go down to 10 and 10, 10 American, 10 Canadian, and go with 20 lanes, which opens up
a
by
lot
my
of bowling
by
alleys.
by my estimate, it opens up at least here in the States 6 to 8 alleys that are at 20 lanes that could host this tournament.
Yep.
And in Canada, I know it opens up a few as well.
It does, yes. Does open up a few in Nova Scotia. I don't know too many more in New Brunswick.
No, I
Not
think
sure, but
because I think St. John only has, what is it, 18 or 16?
they're just shy.
They're 16 because that's
They
where we
used
bowl
to.
the Can-Am.
They used to, but they took them out and
I know.
they put something in there.
Could you imagine having the Worlds at that Bowlerama in St. John?
Nope,
What the high average would be?
180.
God.
It's stupid fast. Stupid fast.
Yeah.
Oh,
I only bowled there one time. That's
Oh.
it. I bowled there
But
one
it was
time.
fun,
and I was-
wasn't it?
I think I averaged. We had a mixed tournament there. It was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think I was 34. Won the high average by maybe a point, if that.
Wow.
Lost to Corey Smith. Corey Smith would win it with 133, and it's just it's crazy.
Yeah.
High
it's-
average there in the Can-Am used to be anywhere from 128 to 130, depending on who was
Easy, yeah.
bowling.
Yep.
Yeah. And if Kelly Stoyles was bowling it, she won high average on both sides.
Oh my God, that woman is phenomenal.
Does she
Not much-
bowl
not
at
much.
all anymore, Scott?
Not now, no.
No.
Not well. She's once a week on a Monday mixed doubles, which was a fantastic league when I was bowling, and I loved it. So much fun. But she was bowling once a week with her son. She still
Yep.
throws a great ball. But man, you guys have talked about some of the best women in bowling, and her name wasn't mentioned once. And I wanted to come through and just say, guys. But this is a woman who's won the ICBA three years. I think 3 years she's won it.
Yeah.
And never mentioned her name once. I'm like, oh, you
No,
guys, I'm
and
gonna
you know-
strangle you.
Well, you know what? And this is,
And I should know better.
Yes,
I
you
have-
I should know better.
I have said this all along, and that's the one thing that I don't like about making a list
right. Yeah.
Is-
I agree 100%.
is you forget people.
Yep.
And to
We
me,
did it to
I
Bobby
was-
Witt.
I was lucky enough to see Kelly bowl a few times.
Oh
And-
man, it was something.
I
like
watched
that.
her and Brian McLaughlin go undefeated in the Can-Am one year. I mean, from start to finish, and none of them were close. None of them.
I mean,
Maybe 11 pins. That might have been the count on one string.
Yeah.
So anyway, we kind of got off topic. So real quick, and then we'll get back to that. Is
yeah.
what would be
Yes.
your thoughts on something like that?
There's no question it has to. The way the state of the game is, unfortunately, north and south, a little harder on us up north. I mean, let's be real. Out of 24 teams, how many are we fielding anyways? It's supposed to be 12 and 12. What is it? 14 and 10?
I
13 and 11?
think the
13
last
and 11,
one was
I thought.
13 and 11. I thought.
13 11 does not surprise me. To raise the entry fee to keep the money the same, I mean, sure, why not? It's not going to be a whole lot of money.
I had a thought real quick, Scott, and would it help you guys in Canada if we had it like, let's say we go America, Canada, America,
No,
Canada.
I don't think that's going to make a bit of a difference.
No,
I don't
then-
think so.
because I know some guys it's traveling that is the added expense to the week
Oh yeah, I mean, you think about it
for
though.
them.
The week you leave on a Sunday and you come back, and depending who you are, you could come back on a Saturday night. So you're gone for a good full week.
Yeah.
Eating, drinking. I mean, let's all be honest.
Gas money, tolls.
I mean, let's all be honest. We just don't go to bowl and throw balls and stand there and twiddle our thumbs after we're not throwing.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
there's a social aspect. There's the going
Yep.
out for supper. There's having a few beers. Some have more. Some have less. I may fall into the category of having a lot more.
Our cooler allotment is more than Tim's.
It is.
Yeah. But I just didn't know if that added travel expense is that much more. Because I know your money also doesn't go as far down here.
No, it doesn't.
And our beer doesn't go as far down here.
No. Oh man, it's like drinking water. But no, would it help? I say no to me. No, I'm not saying I got tons of money to throw away, but it's just tradition. Canada, US, Canada, US. It's every 2 years, it's going to be in the US. So you've got a whole year to save and get ready to go. You know what I mean? That might sound bad, but you've got a whole year. You expect to go. Especially being in my shoes, I should be there.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to go, I'm going to go every year. I know I'm going every year. I have my tickets. Sell your damn tickets. It's not hard.
I know with Kelly and I, we work it into our budget.
Yep.
Like, okay, we need to set aside this much because we have a week. We're going away. Like,
Yep.
For her, it's shopping, vacation, and unfortunately watching a little guy for a whole week while Dad throws a whole bunch of bowling balls.
So if you look at it from my perspective, I bowl, my wife bowls, and all three of my daughters bowl. And my wife has her provincials, and she has her women's tournaments every once in a while. Her women's provincials was the same as the Worlds, a week-long women's tournament. So a week vacation, boom, gone. So she knows she's going every year. I know I'm going to the Worlds every year. And she always comes with. When it's in the States, she always comes with. She loves watching bowling. Mm-hmm. And best wife in the world. I said it earlier, I'll say it again. They broke the mold when they made her. And she'll sit there all day long and watch, drive our drunk ass, sorry asses back to the hotel, and then she'll come out to supper with us, and she'll sit there.
Babysit.
Oh my God, yes. Thank God. Well, I can't say she's never had to do that, but she's had to babysit a few times for me. Make sure I get back to the hotel, I guess.
Make sure you're ready to bowl the next morning.
Oh no, I'll never be out of shape to not bowl the next morning. I go away to bowl. The rest of the stuff is extra.
Yeah.
My job is for that week to bowl, not sit on the bench and hold my head and go, "Oh my God, what the hell did I do last night?"
Yeah. And I've said this before, Scott, and I'll say it here with you. With you on this podcast is, look, I've bowled a lot of years in the Worlds, and I've bowled against a lot of people. I have my favorites I like to bowl against. For whatever reason, I feel comfortable bowling against them. I have fun when I'm bowling against them, and I know I'm going to have a hell of a match when I bowl against them. Yeah. I have always put you, from the time that I met you, I've always put you in that top. I love bowling. When we bowl each other, I love bowling. Oh, number one, Christ, I'm afraid you're going to step on me at some point, but that's okay.
You'll get the blue canoe.
I get the blue canoe,
I haven't heard that term in a long time.
I'll say it, Scott. I've always enjoyed our matches when we've bowled against each other.
That's great to hear. That's good for me to hear. Thank you.
That's a ditto from me, man. I love bowling in the 560. We had some fun there a couple years ago in the final match of the 560.
That's so fun.
Yeah, that was.
When I go up against people, I think I got a good read on people. I'm there to have fun. I'm there to kick your ass, and I'm sorry. I'll wipe the floor with you when I'm done. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, as I'm kicking your ass, I'm still going to have fun doing it.
It's an enjoyable. He makes it so you don't feel much. It's kind of like hilarious anesthesia, so you don't realize you're getting his foot in your ass repeatedly.
Well, I have never. I'll say it. I've never experienced the foot in my ass. But we've had fun.
I did in Bangor, and it was like one of the last matches, and he just kind of looks at me. He goes, "You have a fun weekend?" I'm like, "Not really, bud." And he's like, "Why?" I go, "Because currently the low string thrown against me has been 128, and you're well on your way to get there too." And he's like, "What?" I showed you the book, and you're just like, "Oh, you took a beating this week, big man." No, nobody went under 120 against me the whole weekend. That was a fun weekend.
But that's just another week at the Worlds.
Yeah, essentially.
I that's one of the reasons I love the Worlds is because it forces.
This is the Can-Am. This is the Bangor. Yeah. You bowled with your wife, and I think
that was the only time. That's the only time that I think it's the only time that her and I bowled in that. I'd like to get into it.
But I love the Can-Am. I don't have a spot.
So yeah.
I don't have a spot. I don't have a partner. I'm not good enough to get asked to bowl, and that's okay. Someday I might be good enough.
I've used that terminology every once in a while in tournaments here too.
Yeah.
Where I hear is people are going to tournaments. Are you going? No, I must not be good enough to ask. Oh my God, they say.
Yeah. And look, I know some of it is because, my younger years I was an asshole.
What?
Oh, I know. It's hard to believe.
Really?
Yeah.
As nice of a guy as you are?
I know. Isn't that a shocker?
I can't believe that.
I
Wow.
know.
I mean, it's like saying I was an angel when I was younger.
Or saying I never once punched a ball return.
I kicked one over once.
Oh, I so want to do that someday.
I did.
Go into a bowling alley that they're tearing down. Hey, boys, don't worry about this. I got this ball rack.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gosh, donkey.
Years of frustration.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Mine was in a league at this small house in South Paris, Oxford Hills, 14 lane house where I grew up bowling in, lane 9 and 10.
Did Russ
And
own it at this point?
Oh, Russ owned it at this point.
Oh,
And,
Russ Neely. Yeah.
Russ Neely owned it, and I was on lane 9, and I think it was like my third or fourth spread eagle in a row. I was fine. It was the fifth one that put me over the edge. The fifth split in a row, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, was a 7-10 with no wood.
Oh, Jesus.
I turned around and I just booted the ball return. Now, these were older ball returns that held one single line of balls.
Okay.
With balls underneath. And the ball return went like this. It didn't go all the way over, but all the balls fell off. Every single ball fell off and went over towards lanes 11 and 12. And so several leagues had to, teams had to stop while I had my head down and picking up bowling balls. And
I tell you, if I were to see that nowadays, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done my own fair share of being an asshole in the lanes. Been there, done that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've grown up. But if I were to see that today, I pity the poor bastard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of that, Brian, do you remember the year that tall Matt guy maybe spilt his poutine on my Bruins jersey?
Yes. Yes, I very much remember that year.
That would be me on steroids again. That poor boy.
I have never seen someone who is 6'6" or something made to feel like he was 1.5 tall.
Was it Penkel?
I think so.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah. And he might have been a little drunk and careless, and it was So
do you remember me wearing my Bruins jersey? Started it every day, at the end of every day. My Bruins jersey had the autographs on it. Yep. Every year of the Worlds, that's what I wore. I'd walk in the bowling alley every day, carry my Bruins bag with my Bruins jersey on, and I'd warm up with it to get warmed up. And then I'd take it, I'd fold it, so the B's on top, and put it in my bag. And I'd put my bag underneath the table. I have it at Fairlanes. And you know that big step there, that about a 12-inch step or whatever it is to go down. Well, he was eating a poutine with ketchup on it, spilt it right on it.
Oh.
And then tried to hide it. So, and then it turned into, it was my fault for having it there. And then,
which was the absolute wrong thing to say.
And then I was standing on the bottom part, and he was standing on top. And he's a tall dude. He's taller than I am. So, anyways, I went up one side and back down the other, and back up and back down a couple times. It was, and everybody had stopped to turn to see what was going on, and see this little guy standing there yelling at this big tall guy. It was a tense moment.
Wow.
The only other my other Scotty memory is in the Worlds one year, and I think I've mentioned this before. They went no marks coming in all the way home, every one of them, and lost the string. And Scotty let him know that was not acceptable to do in that situation.
Oh, that was in Halifax.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. We lost that string, and
by like 6 or 8 or something.
Yeah, it wasn't much, and all 5 of us no marked, and we had 7s. Like it was. I'm telling you, it was the absolute. It's like you had a junior team in the world.
Shits.
It was absolutely pathetic. So once we were done, I mean, I was fuming mad. And I took my team aside and I ripped them all new assholes. One guy, I think he went out in the corner and cried after I was done with him. Scared him to ever live in God. I think he went over in the corner and cried. And I was storming back and forth. I started pacing, and then I realized probably went too far. Probably went too far.
Because that's another one where everybody else stopped and was like, what's going on?
Oh, that's his own team. Oh, no.
Yeah. I walked my team down. This was in a league. I walked my team down a lane to show them where the head pin was one night.
Oh no!
Literally,
Proceeded
the
to come out
entire
and
team.
punch the quarter pin.
I did. So I had the first 4 guys. We went 20 boxes with no marks, and we hit the head pin once in 20 boxes.
And you included?
No, I hadn't bowled yet.
Okay.
I hadn't bowled. So I said, "Hey guys, come on, we're gonna go on a little field trip." And they're like, "What?" I don't know. Seriously, follow me. And they're like, "All right." So we walk down, and people are like, "What the hell's going on?" I get down under. I said, "Get to the masking unit." I said, "Get down, guys." And they get down. I said, "This one right here," and I'm right there. I'm like, "This one right here. This is called the head pin, guys. This is the one we want to hit first." Now I had come off. This was our second string, and I had come off a 140-ish. 140, 150, whatever it was, good string. And, everyone's laughing and, whatever. And I'm like, seriously, this is the one we want to hit first. So we all walk back. I take my practice slides. I get my bomb ready to go. Proceeded to throw it by the head pin. Take out the 2-8. Half Worcester left. You could have heard a pin drop. And all of a sudden, one guy, I forgot who it was, on my team goes, "I'm a little bit confused, but I don't think that was the head pin."
Oh, that is fantastic. I wished I could have been there. That was an epic moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one. But anyway, we gotta wrap up here. Scotty, we really, really appreciate having you on. That was a lot of fun.
I love being here. It's great. It's great to be a part of this something great, and you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up, man.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
We appreciate it. As usual, folks, you can send us questions. We didn't have any this week, once again. So please send us your questions. You can send it to rippingtherackpodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook at Ripping the Rack Podcast. On YouTube at Ripping the Rack Podcast. And Brian, where else can they find us?
You can find us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Anchor, Breaker, and wherever else you listen to your podcast mediums.
We appreciate it. Again, Scotty, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everybody. And
Merry Christmas, big guy.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Our Friday episode, Brian and I are going to talk offline. But we're most likely going to try to get it up on Christmas Eve. So we're going to try to get a Christmas episode up, which
so
again
have a nice fire, grab a drink, and unwind your Christmas Eve to the
Vacation.
sounds of
Christmas Vacation. Best Christmas movie ever.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, Clark. Shitter's full.
That's right.
Full. So guys, stay safe, be well, and we'll see you soon.